Hi guys, Dennis here from Denny Bob's RC Construction and Ag Conversions. This weekend I got this little unit in here Friday. It was kind of a basket case. The cab was busted off of it, the exhaust was busted off, the lights were missing. It was pretty much looked like a toy that had been played with pretty hard and put away wet. I decided to do an RC conversion on it. I started on it Friday night, a little bit tearing it down, and then I worked on it yesterday, and then I finished it up today. So not a lot of hours in it for building and whatnot, but the only thing I don't like about these tracks is these tracks don't have a drive cog in the center to drive, so it's not a real positive drive or a sprocket type drive. And then I did put lights in the up in the grill up here, and a couple lights back here, and the original lights were broke off, so I used some RC lighting and put them on there, some four-wheel drive RC lights, like off the 10th scale stuff. And I put a heavier drawbar on it if I ever do decide, because the drawbar that was on it was a cheesy little piece of junk, and this drawbar will probably pull more or handle more. I used high-tech 360 servos in here. They're all bolted in, and then I take and I hot glued everything to kind of seal everything around there, keep the dirt from stuff from getting in and out of there. And then I made some special hubs to adapt the servo drive over to the big wheels. So, but and then I've got to get this hood off. It's just a little thumb screw that I have here, and the hood will come off. And I have a 2200 milliamp 3S Lipo battery in it, and I'm running Turnigy BEC, which will take up to 26 volts in and won't put any more than 6 volts out. So I could run a 4S or probably a 5S Lipo battery in it if I wanted to, if I could get it to fit, to get a little more reserve. Otherwise, it'll run just fine on a 2S Lipo battery, because that's all more it needs. But the 3S battery, you'll get a little more reserve on that versus a 2S Lipo when you're only using 6 volts at a time. So, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I just a lot of the screws were stripped out, and I had to do some different bolts and nuts and hardware to do it, to get it back together. But and the cab is actually glued on, because the original cab little posts that are in the corner here are kind of press fit. Well, the cab was popped off of it, and had no way of reattaching it and getting all my wiring run properly. So I just did a little glue. If it ever has to come back apart again, pry it up a little bit and it'll pop off. But most anytime you're going to pick up an RC model, you're going to pick it up like this. You're not going to grab a hold of the cab and pick it up. If you are, you're an idiot. But I usually try to pick up my models from the bottom. That way I'm not grabbing anything that doesn't need to be grabbed. You can pick them up from the bottom like that. But anyway, there is my Claas 16th scale Challenger Claas. They made this in a cat version as well. It was called a Model 55. This is a Model 45. And the cat Challenger is painted all the, which I also have one of those as well. But I don't know as I'll ever convert that one. That was kind of more of a collector's item. And but this one was a fun little quick, fairly easy conversion to do for me anyway, and it works pretty decent. I don't know as though, without actually having cogs on the inside of this tracks, and the track band is really super narrow. I pull one of these off real quick. It has no cogs in here, and that band is super narrow, super thin. Where I could see is possibly having issues with rocks or dirt or something getting in the tracks and the tracks coming off, because they're pretty stretchy. What I think I'm going to try and do is cut some 1/4 inch strips. I've got some 1/8 inch rubber, and get some vulcanizing cement and rough this up a little bit and put a deeper, thicker band on the center of these belts, and it might reinforce them a little bit and not make them so stretchy, and might keep them tighter so they drive. And what I also did was, it was just a smooth sprocket. I actually went and took some, it's the adhesive step tread, like sandpaper stuff, and I cut this in like 1/2 inch strips and went and it's self-adhesive, and glued it on to get a little more bite on the inside of the track for now. See if it works. I don't know how well it's going to work. I have no idea. I guess I'll figure it out in time. But otherwise, I'd kind of like to get it so that it is like a track cog sprocket on the inside and more of a positive drive. But for this one, the way it is right now, I'm happy with it. It seems to work pretty good. I did, with the lights, I do have them on a Apex auxiliary light switch. So, and I just have that hook up to the SWA. And I reverse the signal, or reverse the channel on that, so that when I do turn the machine on, the lights come on. Because I did not spend any time putting a beacon on it, because I'm going to avoid using beacons as much as possible anymore, unless somebody wants one. Just due to the fact that there's too many glitches in the stupid things. I've been getting poor supplies of them that are just not in different brands, and for some reason they just want to do a thing on their own, and I don't like it, and it upsets me a little bit because it doesn't work properly. So so far this one's been pretty good. So, and I think these are like 65 RPM Servo Motors. They're high-tech 360s, model 2648s, I think is what they are. 2645, 2648 or 2645. Continuous rotation. It's the same 360 servos that I use in my all my case dozers. I happen to have a pair of them sitting here, so they got used in here, and it all works pretty good. So anyway, hope you all are having a great 4th of July, those of us that are in the United States, and this is what I'm doing on my 4th of July weekend. I'm enjoying my time off. The air conditioner's on in the shop. It's nice and cool in here, and got a nice cold adult beverage. Yes, perfect. Couldn't ask for better. So catch you guys later.